I got 7 days and $100 to start a clothing brand from home using AI. And throughout this video, I'll share the approach I take with design, sales, and marketing. And at the end of this, guys, I'm gonna show you what we actually returned with this $100 investment. Because let's face it, it ain't that simple, but let's get started. When it comes to designing, the reality is that designs are subjective. What looks really good to one person may look like complete doo-doo to somebody else. So when you're starting up a brand, you really wanna begin with your avatar. And no, I'm not referring to Avatar: The Last Airbender. What I'm referring to is the avatar of the customer, the ideal customer that you're going to be selling to. To find your target avatar, you want to begin by identifying the market you're going to be selling to. Within that market, there's going to be a certain subset of people that really are going to be the people that you're targeting, right? And you want to identify one person that you could really start to paint a good picture to. Let's take, for example, you're starting a golf brand, and within this market of golf, there may be hundreds of different niches, such as streetwear, luxury golf, corporate wear, and way more other subgenres I can't list right now. And once you do create the list for your market, you want to identify the persona of the person who's going to be really messing with the designs that you create. And then you want to list out all the interests, hobbies, traits, and things that they have. You want to learn as much as you can about them to the point where you know how they talk, what movies and shows they watch, and what motivates them. Now, the avatar we're going to be going for is somebody who is a hustler and a go-getter. He works a full-time job and he's incredibly good at it. He likes to take risks, he pays attention to detail, and he's creative and likes to make his own products. For the purpose of this video, we're gonna call him Mike. By understanding Mike, we know the brands he shops with and the things he likes. So we're gonna design a mood board to include some of those elements. Now, this mood board will help us kick off the design process. When it comes to mood boards, I can't stress the importance of them when you're creating a collection or you're building a brand. Because it's very easy to start going on tangents design-wise and idea-wise, and you run up in a rut and then you don't know what you're doing and you get discouraged and you just stop. So the very first thing that we had to do was create this mood board, because with that foundation, it's time for us to get into designing. Now, when it comes to designing, there's all kinds of tools and all kinds of methods for you to come across this and for you to complete it. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to be using a very easy tool that's called Kittl. Now, it gives you some incredible tools and resources just like Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator would, but it makes it really easy to actually work with. So I'm going to be building out the collection using Kittl, and we're actually going to be using some of its new AI features to really come up with and hone in on the idea that we created on mood board. So the idea that I came up with was called Take Control, and I played around with some concepts that we had on the mood board, such as new money. But even as I was starting to create that, I came up with a good idea, and I wanted to really integrate Master the Game into the design. Now, to start off, I played with Kittl's image style, and I actually uploaded some of the graphics that we had on our mood board. Now, I came up with some ideas with watches and things, and I wasn't a big fan of it. So then what I actually came up with was Master the Game. The visual that came to mind was a Monopoly Man. So what I did is I actually uploaded the Monopoly Man graphic, and we started to play with some prompts that give us more of a streetwear version of him. Now, with these different versions, I selected one that I thought was pretty good with the money bag. Now, one thing I did want to do with this Monopoly Man was actually add some street crafter branding to his top hat as well as his glove. So I'm actually going to download that and add those elements in Photoshop, as Kittl currently doesn't allow you to do that. Now, the next thing we needed to do is actually create the messaging of Master the Game. So I went to Kittl templates here and I started to look for something that may work. And I played with a couple of different versions until I ultimately came up with this one. Now, I feel that this design is a lot closer to a final product. I'm really happy, and Kittl made it super simple for us to do. Now, with the graphic design set, we're actually going to do some mock-up view here. And what's really cool about these mock-ups is that you can start to see how it's going to look on the shirt. So we're going to create mock-ups for the front and back, and we're going to start adding the different colors. Now, I'm thinking a charcoal, a tan, and a white. And with the mock-ups completed, we're actually going to create another artboard to make it our official line sheet. And with this line sheet, we're going to see how all the different colors come together, as well as the hat that we designed for this collection. Kittl makes it super easy to design, and if you guys want to unlock all the features that we showed throughout this video, make sure you guys use the links in the description down below. To print the graphics we created, we're using press art sheets, which allow us to print in full color with no minimum order quantity, and it even allows us to create oversized prints. Now, to design our sheet, we're going to be creating an artboard on Kittl that's 23 by 60. Now, the beauty about Kittl is that it allows you to format your graphics true to size. So what I'm going to do is create artboards on the size that are gonna be the dimensions of the graphics that we have in mind. So in this example, this back print is gonna be this dimension. I'm gonna stretch that art to fit that entire artboard, and then I'm gonna copy it right over to the gang sheet. This allows us to fill up the graphics true to size, and as you can see, you could fit a lot of different designs, allowing you to maximize your investment. And with the downloaded file, all we gotta do is upload it right onto the StreetCrafter site and place our order. And now that we got the graphics in, it's time we grab our blanks to start printing our products. Now, since we only have 7 days, ordering t-shirt blanks was not an option. So we're actually gonna head to a local supply house owned by the man named Christian. Now, I'm hoping I can find some styles here that will make these designs stand out while staying under our $50 budget.
$72.15.
Now, the beauty about working with a local supplier is that you can find styles that maybe weren't on your radar, such as these vintage hats. Now, if you're wondering what these t-shirt blanks are for, I got you. Traditionally, in order to make your designs, you needed to work with a print shop, but by being a street crafter, you can now make it on your own. Making it yourself allows you to go to market within days. It also helps you avoid print shop fees that typically include color separation, setup, and minimum order quantities. All you need is blanks, press art sheets, and scissors to make print shop quality products. Now, another important part to put about graphic design is that you want to space it so you can cut. Now, you can fit as much as you want, but if you're going to be doing production runs, you want to space it out evenly. So I'm going to just start cutting and start pressing. With everything cut out, it's time for us to get pressing. Now, this is where the t-shirt blanks come into play. Okay, so now we're going to start pressing. And the degrees that you need for pressing your art onto the t-shirts is 315 for 15 seconds. All right, so what I'm gonna do here real quick is just fold the top of the design. So I wanna just make sure that we're getting even center. Since this graphic is oversized, if I put it way down there, it's gonna be like on the butt. Pre-press. We're gonna put this on it. Now, the reason that you use this is in case it starts, sometimes when you're working with oversized prints, it'll want to peel up because it's taking like the whole surface area. Now we're gonna press down. All right. Now you want to cold peel this. Okay, this is a cold peel. Ready, steady, go. See on that first one there, it was coming up a little bit. These oversized prints sometimes give you a little bit of problems, so since the letters were coming off a little bit, it tells me that it needed a little bit more heat. So I'm gonna let it for like another 25 seconds just to make sure we're good. Blast off. The beauty about pressing with something like this over the top is that it actually gives your art some texture. If you guys could feel it right now, it feels like it has some nice texture. It doesn't feel like paper. So I'm just using this t-shirt ruler, which I should be using it on the press, but this is a cool tool too. Close this up, pre-press it. Pre-pressing takes out moisture from the shirt, but it also evenly disperses your heat press temperature. So it works twofold. Making the samples is probably one of the most anxiety-filled moments if you're on a budget. There it is, there she goes. There she goes, Street Crafter. All right, one more hit for good measure. Check that out, Street Crafter. So now that I pressed it, the next thing I want to do is actually wear it and have my man Brandon take some photos. Check it out. We got the front of it here, got the back of it here. Let's get this next one's going, guys. With the samples on hand, you're now ready to start marketing. But before we jump into that, it's important to note one of the most common reasons why brands fail once they do launch and start to grow is actually due to no money and a lot of receipts. Oftentimes the window between delivering a product and getting paid for them may be 30 to 60 days depending on who you work with, which is where a company such as Revolut comes into play and help make this video possible. Revolut offers business owners access to working capital that's based on your bank activity and business revenue. Different than a line of credit or even credit cards, as getting approved doesn't depend on your credit score, but instead their algorithm uses data from your business activities and offers you a flex line that you can tap into to cover expenses while you wait to collect on sales. The best part about them is that you can get approved in as little as 1 hour, and you only have to pay for what you use. Revenue FlexLine is a great option for small businesses that need cash fast and may not qualify for traditional bank loans. So make sure you secure the bag. We included information and a link in the description right down below for you to get started. Now, let's jump into the next part of this video. With the photos and videos we shot, it's time to start marketing. Consider using editing programs such as Kittle to quickly remove backgrounds and select promotional templates to help you create ads and email campaigns. Then use a program such as CapCut to edit your video content, and the beauty about it is that you can use templates and filters all within the app. You also want to get personal with the marketing, so consider creating stories wearing the products and also some videos of little details so your community knows that it's real and available for them to purchase. The beauty is all these programs are free to get started with, so it's $0 added to our budget, but we also included a special discount link in the description down below to get pro features. Now, all of your marketing efforts will be wasted if there's no way for customers to actually purchase from you. And for this reason, I recommend that you consider using Shopify in order to launch your e-commerce store, because not only does it give you an online store, it also allows you to process payments in person. And the best part is you can start with just $1. So we're going to add that to the budget. And with the $1 budget, you can actually get a 1-month free trial. We linked it in the description down below for you to get started there. But there is a common issue I noticed that new brand owners typically make when launching a store, and that's in creating a very complicated domain name. They'll add a bunch of random characters because they're not able to reserve their brand name. And this is where a .store domain comes in to save your brand and actually give you more visibility. Because in recent studies, a .store domain has been proven to help you sell more. And right now, .store is launching an incredible contest exclusively for online sellers like us, offering a mind-blowing $10,000 in cash prizes. And guess what? All you need to do is launch your store on a .store domain in order to enter. So if you're ever on the sidelines about launching your business, this is your sign. This is a sweepstakes, which means that there are several weekly cash prizes. Yes, prizes. So there's a lot up for grabs and a lot of chances for you to win. And there's also a grand prize for the best business. And participating in this contest is super simple. All websites that are live on a .store as of August 31st are eligible to apply, so you don't have to go submit anything. I mean, you were already thinking about launching your online store, so this makes it a no-brainer to launch with a .store. And that's not the only reason to get a .store domain, because in addition to helping you sell more, a .store domain is simple, which means you're going to get a higher viewership when it comes to Google. In recent studies, up to 2 times more. And if that weren't enough, you also get a 12% lesser cost per conversion when you're running ads. A .store domain can boost your sales, attracting 87% more visitors, as it clearly tells your customers that you're selling something. It's no wonder that big names like Mr. Beast, Rihanna, and Cristiano Ronaldo are using them too. And the beauty is you guys can get a .store domain directly from Shopify, GoDaddy, or Namecheap, wherever it is that you buy. And we also included a special link in the description down below that gets it to you for 99 cents. So don't wait any longer to launch your store. Head on over, grab your .store domain, and let's get your journey started. Now, once your store is set up, in order to continue getting sales, you need to promote. Now, promotion is easier said than done, because a lot of times people think just posting your product, saying it's for sale, will close sales, but it just doesn't. Social media has changed so much that you actually have to have a real strategy. And in order to create a strategy, you need to have your brand messaging. The whole idea when it comes to promotion is for you to be able to create content that tells that messaging, visually appealing or text caption based, emotionally triggering, right? What this means is, can you make content that makes people want to watch and be like, wow, I had no idea this is what this was about. I want to buy it. I want to support. I like the message. So in this example for the Master the Game, we're going to be creating some posts around what it means to master the game, what it means to be a street crafter. So I highly encourage that you guys check out who your audience is following, take a look at the different types of posts that they're posting, and then you're able to recreate that on your own. Now, a lot of times clothing brand entrepreneurs don't have the tools and resources to make high-end productions, and that's okay. Because with tools like CapCut, you can literally take content on your phone and you can start editing videos and promotionals through themes that they have. So you just upload your videos and CapCut will literally create the video for you. Now, once that video is created and you start to create a library of promotions, the next thing you got to do is you actually got to start scheduling things, because it's very easy to make things and hold on to them. So tools such as Hootsuite or Buffer allow you to do this. And if you're having issues writing, head back to ChatGPT and start asking it to create captions for you. This will allow you to actually start building out your caption library, and you can copy and paste that into the schedulers and you can set it and forget it. Now, the whole purpose of promotion, guys, is to essentially be able to connect to your key audience. So the goal and metrics that you need to measure is how many views, how many comments, and how much engagement did you overall get? How many shares, watch time? You need to look at the analytics of what's working and make more like it. If things aren't working, nobody's getting, and you're not getting any views, you need to change that strategy, because you can't be wasting your time, even though you're not wasting a lot of it. So if you make certain types of posts that get traction and get visitors to your website, you need to make more of those types of posts and make them better. And another strategy that you need to add to your promotions is influencer marketing. Now, when it comes to influencer marketing, you want to be able to share the message of your brand. So they need to see it on your social profiles. What does it mean? What does it represent? What do the designs look like? Do I like them, right? As an influencer, those are the thoughts that are going through their head. And it's okay if they don't respond, guys. Just create a list of them as you do outreach and just get back to them every single week until they give you an answer of like yes or no. And if it's a yes, start working out those agreements and start sending them products for them to promote. Now, the whole goal to the promotion is to be able to connect to your target customer. You want to make that visual connection, that emotional connection, because if you can make that connection through your content, you close the sale. So once the sale is closed, it's time for you to prepare your orders and get it shipped. Now, when it comes to shipping out your items, the one key hack that most people don't know is that USPS, UPS, and FedEx all give you free boxes. That's right. You don't need to pay for any packaging. All you got to do is make sure you order the sizes that are going to fit the products that you're selling. Now, there are poly mailer bags that you may need for t-shirts that just kind of reduce the cost of your shipping. Those are things that you may need to buy, but they're available on Amazon for pennies on the dollar. I'm not including it in this budget because you can essentially get away with USPS boxes and ship everything out that way as well. But that is a hack. You spend $0 if you get your packaging through the mail carriers themselves. And when it comes to actually shipping the products, if you're using Shopify, they make it really easy for you to print out a label and send it out to your customers. So don't overthink the shipping as much. Just make sure you can get your products in when they're getting sold and shipped out with the boxes that are provided to you. And there you have it, guys. We designed, launched, marketed, and sold a brand in 7 days. Now, if I'm completely honest with you guys, it was a lot harder than I expected it to be, but I'm showing it here for you guys to show you that it is possible. By using press art sheets, by grabbing blanks from local suppliers, you can start to market your brand. Now, if you're watching this, you're probably wondering, okay, well, how much did you make in those 7 days? So I want to actually go ahead and show you guys an advertising campaign that we were able to grab while we were shooting. So the beauty about making your own products is that you can actually grab marketing materials, throw up an ad, and start advertising before you even are ready to fully launch a collection. So we did it in a pre-order fashion. So we were able to put up a pre-order page, people booked it, and these are the results. All right, let me show you guys. All right, guys, so we're gonna open up the Meta dashboard here, and to set up an advertising campaign, if you guys have any questions about it, I'm actually gonna link a video that's really good in the description down below. I'll try to link it up in the cards here, but definitely check out the links in the description for a really good video on how you can launch your first ads on Facebook and Instagram. Super simple, you can do it yourself. One of the things that we set a budget to was a very low budget, $7.50. And we were running it since the time that we actually got our shirts sampled. So it's been about 3 to 4 days that it's been operating. And out of those 3 to 4 days, it cost us $22 to get one purchase. We got some add to carts, right? So there's 3 people interested. 2 people actually went to the checkout page, but only one special person bought. And the purchase value of what they purchased was $80. But guys, don't be like really impressed with these results because we just launched this ad. And what happens a lot that you'll find when running ads is that you're gonna have some campaigns do really well on certain times of the month. Other times they're not gonna perform that well, so they start to kind of balance out. Don't beat yourself up if the ads aren't working, but you should be getting some purchases if you have designs that people wanna buy. Now, if we were to spend about $200 and get 0 sales, that tells us that it's not working out. We gotta change the entire strategy. But since we had a purchase here and we had a pretty good return on that investment, gives me a little bit better feeling that we should dive into a couple more designs and expand the library. But I'm sharing this to say with you guys, don't feel overwhelmed with the results that you're gonna get, whether it's the results you get on the designing part or the results that you get on your advertising part. It's gonna take some time. And the biggest lesson I have for you guys is to just take that next best step. That next best step for you may be to actually design the product just on the computer before you even make anything. Or it may be to just sample the ideas that you got. Go to streetcrafter.com, grab some press art. We're gonna include a link in the description with some 50% off, and make sure you guys take advantage of all the resources that we shared throughout this video. And if you're interested in growing your brand, let's say you've already ready to take it on to the next level, and maybe you just want some additional insight. Well, we actually created a video where we interview some of the founders of multi-million-dollar brands. You guys got to check that out if you haven't already seen it. It's about a 2-hour masterclass, but you guys are going to absolutely love it. So make sure you check that out in there, because in that video, we also dive into advertising on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So make sure you guys check that one out there. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.